so it might be annoying. So let's say the cell. So the cell will have some single effect. It will only effect of some certain placement, like a bone can and work, which is a bone can work. And also, if there is this before, so the elements mostly on building, such as like glass ornaments, utensil, pottery, and glassware, anything related to like being and also highway, building constructions, and also sort of military field, something like this. And they use locking. So that will solve it. And also after the Romans collapsed, Anglo-Saxons actually before the Romans was allowed, Anglo-Saxons already come to Britain, so we can't introduce this land of Britain. So before English, it have cells. They used to have these Romans conquer cell, and also Anglo-Saxons actually already arrived, and how you make the settlement. Okay. And also before and after the Romans already arrived here, and then they make the settlements of one land, the Romans already collapsed. And also fun facts, before these Romans conquer Germans, and Germans tribes had become slaves. Okay. And one day they become, there's a king, I forgot his name, but there's the German tribes king, come and fight the Romans, and then they get the land back. Yeah, that's how they rise. So Anglo-Saxons was from 4 types of different Germans, right? Okay, it's very different from Viking. Viking is also German tribe, but it's different. So Anglo-Saxons is like Angles, Jutes, and I forgot which one. And then they bring their own languages, English. Okay. And Viking is have a lot, but the most famous one is Danes and also Norwegian, which is, Norway never have another place. This is not Viking, but it's called. Okay, so to give you an imaginary of how the English was formed, because of the settlement and the collapse of Roman civilizations, like ruling this collapse. That's why Anglo-Saxons can take it. So why Anglo-Saxons want to take the Britons, because the weather is good for farming, which equals agriculture, more to food and harvest. So Anglo-Saxons word is related to food and farming. So for example, like meal, okay, which is meal, and butter, which is butter, and also cheese, they sell this. Yeah, more to food. And then when Anglo-Saxons take this, they, of course, they are not as kind as Romans, so they do something like they push the cell away and then the cell go to wells, I guess. And then they are good for the leadership, and also the structures a society organizations we have to, because Yor and Creole, sometimes hierarchy something, this is more political, and also literature. So Anglo-Saxons religions was pagan before, and then they got Christianized because of the missionary of Austin, and then when they get to know the English, that's why the writing is more famous. The writing is more famous for the runic letter. So runic letter is something like it's also the same as the Celtic that use Latin or the first with the Christian. Before the Celtic and the Romans are Christians. Yeah, because Christianized when Anglo-Saxons was pagan, and then they become Christians again, and when they become Christian, they have a lot of writings for sure. And right now we can move to Old English characteristic because we have, like, these Anglo-Saxons. So Old English is more to, Anglian accent, which is a mix of two tribes of the Anglo-Saxons, right? And the pronunciations have vowel, they modify the vowel. So for example, like stone, stone, but we have stone. You can see the vowel, and also loaf. You can see the and also this is torn, th. This is eth then, and the k you use c and c for ch. And also the Christian wise, they have like something direct. P is equal to in English is w. For in Old English, it's kind of hard sometimes because it's more to runic letters. Runic letters is very different from how you sound. And then we have Scandinavian. Scandinavian become Old English. In the middle of Old English, like after like not after the Old English, but it's not ended. So Scandinavian, which we call as the Viking. Okay, they come to land again. Okay, this is the Britain. Okay, so this is us. The Viking, because Scandinavian, Anglo-Saxons, and the Celts is here. Okay, so because they got distinguished something. So the Viking attack, they have 3 phases of that attack. Okay, 3 phases of that attack. Firstly, they destroy the building, and they take the gold, as usual, like zero, road something. Because they are something like pirate. They take the gold away. This is the first phase. And for the second phase, they have the army, and then this is a long fight. They fight what? Because they have damage and more, so they fight. And then for the third phase, they also fight. Finally, they win. Okay, and they win. They bring the almost into the Old English. Alright, that's why they have it, and they really have it. Like yeah. So they win almost, right? So the almost word will be something that related to like place name and some like symbol. So for example, like this one, the place name with son. Okay, like Stevenson, Jefferson. Yeah, like that. And also some word like this is the torn, it's mean pirate. Which means war, very rich something. Yeah, this is how you get it. And then we have the Norman conquest. How does the Norman conquest happen? Okay, like this. So when the Viking win, it died. And then it inherited to Anglo-Saxon, which we call as English man. It's called something. And then this person, he doesn't have son. Okay, that's why the Anglo-Saxons started to fight with the Normans. Normans is come from the French, placed in West French, French is France, and then it's from Normandy. And this person is called William, and he is the descendant of the Viking, which is Rollo. Yeah, you can see a connection. So in Norman conquest, there is no Viking, only Anglo-Saxon versus the Normans. Yeah, right? So they fight. So who wins? So the story is very long. So to show the Norman win, and therefore they bring French. Yeah, to the Britain. That's why how English become more French. So this era is actually in forming the Middle English. So Middle English, how does it happen? Okay, before that, Ormos actually have they also have 4 word for English. So something like SK, SC is like sheep, anything like it's all Ormos. Okay, so Middle English. So we move it to Middle English. That's how the original Old English word is synthetic, and because it has a lot of inflections. Inflections means like when you add some word, it becomes tense, an adjective, or lots. Like when you add something, the meaning is different. And Neo English starts to become less inflections and more to analytical. Analytic language is like the modern English, but yeah, it's basically modern English to Middle English. So there's a significant difference between it because Middle English is more to French and Latin. So for example, like the word something like A with AGE, and C, something like that, but it's even more. And also during the times of importance of the Norman conquest, we have 100 Years' War, which is more related to the establishing of the English. Okay, 100 Years' War. And then lastly, of course, the French versus English, so who win lastly English, and then they start to recognize language, and at the same time, the Black Plague, the Black Death happens, and also we have the Statute of Feeding. Yeah, that is how English won. And at the same time, there's an important event, the War of Roses. Okay, so we have like white roses and red roses, and but lastly they have a king from Tudor. He married, so it become the roses of like royal family. It started the Tudor dynasty. That is how the King Henry VIII happened. The old one. So actually, if you realize to the whole history, it's actually all Germans cousin fighting. Okay, we try to see. Okay, so we have the Celt and the Romans and the Anglo-Saxons is German tribe, and the Viking is also German tribe, and the Normans is Viking descendants but roots in France, so have French features. It's also German tribe originally. So you see, it's basically German. Suddenly, this king is have a little bit of Celt, the old one that doesn't have German blood. Yeah, for you to understand more. Then King Henry because he has scandalous six wife, and also he started a new church. It's called Protestant church. It's different from Catholic. Okay, and then we have to fight of this thing. And then he doesn't have a son, but he died. And then Mary I became queen, and Elizabeth I became queen. So Mary is more Catholic church, so she burned people. That's why she got her name Bloody Mary. And Elizabeth is more to Protestant and more to peaceful, but yeah, she's very famous. And at the same time, Sarah is here only modern English, and it's the same time where the Renaissance printing press, the popular education happens to Rome. And also Shakespeare, your famous one. Shakespeare used a lot of dirty word in his work. It's like slur, something like slur. Yeah. And that is how you can see the Middle English characteristic. Because we have Renaissance. Renaissance is the rebirth of bring back the Greek and Latin from that. So even the Roman dynasty have collapsed, but Latin is still survived. That's why Latin is look at this Roman. Okay, so it's already Italy used. Yeah. something similar to Latin, and then they survive. And then because it's nice and really back, and also have little signs like that. And then this is how it happens. As I say, it's become more less complexions, and it become more short. So for example, in Old English, it have like 6 form. But in Middle English, it starts to become only 3, which is moods, it's like to understand, and Middle English word is understandable. And you have a lot of things. And also, at the same time, you have French, but French is last being used and it becomes transferred into English in governmental administration departments, essentially, learning military, legal, social life questions, and aesthetics, and house, as less yes, legal. Very simple. And it also lost in important. Old English have a lot of gender, like the dative one will have like thousands of gender. You can imagine Old English as the same as the modern language, and Middle English if it doesn't have gender grammaticals. Yeah, that's the fun part. Yeah, that is how you can actually recognize it. Before I move to modern English, I need to say in English also, it's infected with this is very important. Is Midland. Okay, why? This is very important. Why this accent, this dialect is very important to reform the standardization of English during English because of its geographical distributions, and the district is very large, the place is very large because of the population. And of course, the university, because this place have university, which is Oxford and Cambridge. You need to remember that. And then after this even, we have the London Standard Spirit accent. Okay. Okay, how does it spread? You might be like, you're a bit. It's a printing press, and then that's how we move into the early modern English. Yes, this happened in early modern English. So let me give a brief timeline. So we have before English, Early English, Middle English, and Modern English. So modern English we have 3, which is early modern English, late modern English, and present day English. So early English is more to synthetic, which is inflection. Inflection means when one word plus one word is having another meaning. And Middle English is start become analytic. You can remember the acronym both. So analytics is more to one word will stay in the same, it cannot last at less inflection. So meaning no longer sense over. Become short. And become lying. And it have like border before French, and also Latin and Greek. English have Latin, French words. And then early English, we have the Renaissance, we have the printing press, we have the education. That is why we have the Greek and Latin words, so it can go in word. Or they create the word from the Latin base. With some emojis and yeah. And then we have the Great Wall Shift, which has happened during the early modern English. So basically the Great Wall Shift always happened. It separated Middle English from modern English. Like separate Middle English from the modern English. So the point you need to remember is that in Middle English the vowel is more too long and the vowels from modern English is more too short. So they come like long way and then the short way. So they come like this. Fire. Okay, this is the difference. Of course, you want to good example. We can compare Chaucer accent with Shakespeare. For example, one is from English and the other one is from English, and that is how the English was from not largely. Aside from reading class, we actually have conscious about the language in individual and public levels, more to like humanistic, philosophy, psychology. So next is moving on to Shakespeare. Okay, actually Shakespeare is more to like he's more to literatures. The most famous one is Colloquials. It's like questions of life, like to be or not to be, something like that. Literature. And now we made it on to these like modern English. Modern English we have the 19th centuries and we have the British Empire. So the British empires, okay, actually explore a lot of political continents, and then they start to have the long word. Okay, they explore to India, they find Shampoo. And then they explore to America, so before they doesn't discover it, and America they discover America more to jungle stuff, more to jungle stuff. And then they go to South Africa, they have 2 places, South Africa, yeah, and they discover a lot of stuff in Southeast Asia, they discover things, and then Canada, they discover things in Australia. Okay, I wanted to talk about Australia. Australia, they have a kangaroo. So before this, it's a place for they created present economic criminals in Australia. And Australia is in Iceland, it's like New Zealand. New Zealand is more to Maori, they have basically culture, have Australia they haven't, and that is how it's fun. And then we have like a lot of stuff, yeah. And we have that is how America wants to, like, to be independent. But America have that actually, slavery. A lot of Caribbeans, Africans moved to America because of the slaves, right? And how did America want to be independent also because of New York's influence legally. And he's actually very dark, he don't care about slavery, he just care about being white. That is the dark part. But we don't talk about the good side, which is more to more to the benefit, yeah. And then that's when America being established, they have their own accent now because yeah, it's really long. They have like 13 colonies type of accents, so it's hard to state one by one. And the revolutions of 19th century will have this. I love this. Linguistic context is something like you never heard of us. Okay, new word of us. Global language is going to be called yeah. And then the grammar is going to be more standard, it's RP, standard speech of the British. And then science, they have discovered a lot of science, so they will have more to like enzyme, a lot of scientific work, also like schizophrenia. And then once education is more higher, language is more to standardize, and then because of the British Empire. And also Black English to Canadian. Now the Black English is also very popular, we have like pop culture, a lot of words are being used and long word. And then we have the standard speech, which English dialect have like 3 features: the original dialect, the translation, and also the difference of rhythms. The meaning is more to like when you want to speak a standard speech, not everyone can speak because of the communication barriers and also because of ways. Some places like to it's hard to understand what's going on. And they have 3 types of different dialect. So they have London, Sultan, and Scotland. So for example, like from the south it is a long A, like chaff. But for the north it's going to be U, and it's more to short A in the cough. So it was like cough, and it's like cough, something like that. And also we have Irish English, and also we have English worldwide. So when British Empire is being Australia, of course the meaning of standard speech and half beyond the original meaning. So the originals of the standard speech is more to like, you need to have one form like the British one. But since the English have spread worldwide, it have 2 ways of ESL, EFL. Can we say that the English that's spoken by Caribbean is not real English? No, it is still English because it requires the features, even if it have a little bit of cultural context. Like, it's still English because it have the significance, grammaticals, and structures, the same word, but just different types of slangs. That's why the meaning have changed. Okay, that is all. And actually, I'm going to emphasize one more, which is about American English. So, as I say, America was independent country because they want to be more taxed because of war or something, and now they're independent and they have their own English. So, in order to have their own English, they want a special feature. They don't want to be seen as English, so they have several features. First is because of second one. So, second one is more related to how Americans were from before wars, of course, because of war. They mostly have a lot of Irish, Caribbeans, actually have a lot. And Germany too, and also Mexicans and ECT. So, for the second one is more to unity. So, because of the influence is too much in America, so how they speak the same language, that's why they need to form an English, which is more to American English, so that they can speak better uniformity. And also, there's some issue with this, like more issues that I'm not talking about. This is kind of sensitive. Okay, before that, some people they prefer British English because of proximity. The method teachings in the British institutions like more profound. optionals and more to the prestige. Yeah, some may prefer British English because but anyway, we're going to English, and the third one is more to archaic features. So archaic features is like you recycle the old one. So what did America do? So America recycled the British English to British English during the speech, the rural speech we call. They recycle features that the British English now doesn't use, but only they use. So what did they recycle? They are the pronunciation of other. Okay, so do we have an example of it? Something like grr and blur. Grr. So it go, both. Like not really sensible, but American English is like grr. The R is very clear. So this is archaic features. Like I said, American English is more conservative compared to British English. But once again, this is just recycling English, and also actually create this form of innovation of language. Yeah. And then we have the early change in vocabulary. So the vocab change because of new mode of life. Okay, it's not different from British, it's the same. It's more to like new vocabulary because of the history. And now, okay, some words from Native American and some words from expressions of long familiar in the language. So we have some Native Americans languages with data, bullfrog, and yafu, point, socket chain. Yeah, so that is. And then we also have word and also metaphor. Fly of the handle. Okay, for that I need to add one more thing. America, they have two phases. First is the stage of establishment of language, and the second stage is more to your pop culture. Hollywood, the DC, comic and pop art culture is more to like, yeah, not just the Hollywood, the film, also the sewing, yeah, boxing, more to rap, and also like black culture of your songs too. And then the fifth one is about national consciousness. So Americans are very conscious about their land, and they develop a certain language. Okay, something like they want to be patriotic and represent of the land of freedom. And then because of national consciousness, that's why they have this important colonial stuff named Noah Webster, even though he had a lot of dark side, but he really what he said. So he has interpreted into spelling more shorter and simpler. So for example, like this, know you. So in British English, we were like favor, but in American English, we were like favor, know you. And in terms of these pronunciations, the vowel sounds, flat A become broad A, so man, father, yeah, like that. Not all, it's more brother, yeah. And also the A pronunciations, rounding, just like A in the father, and also use a lot of R. Actually, the R is more to resulting in words of English influence, yeah. And also accent syllables. So for example, like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Accent syllables more like necessary. In British English, it would be necessary. This is not necessary. I mean, in English, it would be necessary. They have some necessary, like more like the accent. And actually, we come to the end of it. And we have one more, the user. It's web 2.0 and also some user simple learning. We have a lot of generation, Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Guys, TBT, Slay, and we have like emoji, emoticons. And also we have David Crystal. He's Satmons of the English. Like, first is about your identity, the second is about the standard, and the third is more to international, so the shape of it. Actually, there's a lot I haven't covered, mostly is about this. So let's recap it back. We have the English, Middle English, Modern English, have three phases, which is early modern, late modern, and present day. Present day we can put American also, but better put this web. And the social media, the social media, I forgot to mention, social media is more to lengthy, and also you can express a lot of that is why you have issues about inclusivity and minorities and more to modernize. The English is not English, and it's become English word, but it's shadow, which is not like only 1% we share, okay? So for English you have the cells, you have the Romans, okay, I can say after something, and the Romans more to building, like utensil, like it. And then Anglo-Saxon is more to the food, like meal. And we have the Viking, which is the Ornos, like more stereo, more brutal, like SK skirt, SK white, everything like this, skirt. And then we have the Norman conquest, we have like the French word, this house. And then Old English is more to being a small synthetic, which the inflection is high, and Middle English is starting changing to analytic, which the inflection is less. Also, Old English also have a lot of feature. And ECT. This is a and then we have like 100 years war, there's black that, static of dating, and then we have life. So we have the re-establishing of the English, establishment, and English identities grow higher, and models move a little bit. And then we have the English, the early English, we have the great vowel shift, like the vowel become more shorter, like this. And then we have the Renaissance, we have the religions, we have the restatement of the religion, actually we have King James Bible, and then we have a printing press, that's how the London Access Sphere, more to standard pronunciations, standard speech. And then in English, we start having 19th century, which is the Industrial Revolutions, and we have a lot of happened too, with the ground, dedications, the language of these public awareness, and also some new language. Okay, wait, hold on, it's our nice rebirth of the Greek and Latin. And then British Empire, does that have the longer? The technology, so like bus, airplane, encyclopedia services, behaviorism, and then they have like the America, and discovery continent, they got like this is over Canada, New Zealand, Caribbean, South Africa, and West Africa, Southeast Asian, such as Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, anymore. Australia, India, so India, and so we have the Singapore, and then we have the American dialect, and then yeah, that's all. Really cute. Most important thing I need to know is something is very cute.